least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long.
That's my opinion!
He will never emotionally fulfill you.
Because I don't want to be a part of it.
Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Close your legs to married men, trash box.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Welcome to Morally Corrupt. I am Rachel Lindsay. It is our Tuesday show, which means we are always joined by a very special guest. We are coming off the Thanksgiving holidays, which means we've had a couple of days off from Bravo, but you know, us podcasters, we take no days off. So we're ready to recap everything that happened over the last week. And this week I am joined with Hayden Cohen. Hayden, welcome to Morally Corrupt. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Hayden. Hayden is a Boston-based creator who is an aspiring, quote, real housewife of Instagram, which I'm going to ask you about that in a second. He is known for his viral sketches about influencer culture and reality TV. He hosts the new A Lot of You Have Been Asking podcast, a behind-the-scenes look at the life of your favorite content creators. Very interesting. Hayden, welcome to Morally Corrupt, and thank you for being here.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. That was quite an intro. I hope I live up to it.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'm talking about you. You definitely are. I know you're going to be fantastic. I'm excited for everybody to get to know you here, all our little morally corrupters. But I have to start with asking you, what does it mean to be an inspiring real housewife of Instagram?
Honestly, it was kind of like my own little tagline when I first started posting on Instagram and like sharing my life online was I just wanted to be a real housewife. I had been watching them since I was, I don't know, when did Real Housewives come out? 2008. So I was like 12 years old when the Real Housewives franchise started, and I was arguably way too young to be watching it with my mom. But I was watching Vicky Gunvalson yell about a little family van, and I was like, all right, these are my people. And so I just kind of used that as my little tagline for my Instagram, and it kind of took off. Now, like with TikTok, I'm an aspiring Real Housewife of TikTok. I'm all the things. So it's kind of just my little tagline that I like to have whenever everybody asks, like, you know, what's your Real Housewives tagline? I'm like, I'm just an aspiring Real Housewife of social media, really, when I think about it.
I love it. I love it. You're fabulous. That's what that means. And it means that you've known it from a very young age, which I love that as well. So wait, is Vicky Gunvalson your favorite housewife ever?
Oh, it's hard to like deviate from her because she is the OG of it all. But I think my all-time favorite housewife is Sonja Morgan. Like she just does it for me in a different way. Like I love Vicky, but Sonja really touches me in a different way.
I know. We say this all the time, but I feel like we actually need to create it. There is a checklist of characteristics of what it takes to be a great housewife. And Sonja Morgan probably checks all of them. And we need to create what that list is because, of course, it's a mixture of delusion. I don't want to say it's not narcissism, but it's definitely narcissistic traits.
Yeah.
You have to believe you have a talent, but you don't. But the reality is you don't.
And I feel like, too, you have to have a way with words you have to be very articulate with your words, but not like chauvinistic or pompous in a way. Like Sonja at her core is very like kooky, crazy, like out there, but she's also very smart. And I think she doesn't get enough attention for that because she's very cunning and witty, and she plays into it. I think that another trait of a housewife is that you have to be able to poke fun at yourself and like kind of go with the one-liners and stuff. And she really plays into it. So my hats off to her. I want her back on my TV screen as soon as possible.
I do too. Not in the show she did with Luann, but wait, isn't she going to be on Love Hotel?
I did see that. Is that like officially official that it's been announced that she will be there?
Yeah.
That I love.
Yeah. Was that announced? I don't know where I saw it. Maybe it was right after BravoCon or it was at BravoCon. But yeah, this cast is great. I can't even remember whoever was on it, but I was like, this cast I like. I mean, I like the other ones too, but this is like more of like the kooky cast of people that'll be really interesting. But I agree with you about Sonia Morgan. She's absolutely smart. Sonia Morgan is an OG groupie. She's an
Yeah.
OG. She's an OG socialite. She knew how to work those New York circles. She was in with the biggest and the baddest men of
She's well
New York City
connected.
life. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, and that takes some smarts, some calculation,
Mhm.
some manipulation. And she's an OGer when it comes to that. You and I were talking off mic about BravoCon. This was your first one in Vegas, but also your first time in Vegas. I mean,
Oh my
tell
God,
me about
yeah.
it. That's a lot, Hayden, to take
It
in.
it was overwhelming in every aspect of the word. Like truly, just Vegas itself is one beast, but then also like being there in the lens of BravoCon was another thing
Mhm.
because you're looking at everyone and the people watching in Vegas is incredible. I could have sat on the casino floor
I
for
know.
hours and hours and just like looked at people around me, not even gambling. But then let's add to that, like, oh, am I going to run into housewives here? Like, oh, is that Melissa Gorga? Is that Dorinda Medley? Oh,
Yes.
that's the cast of Southern Charm. And they're everywhere. So it was just another layer of overwhelming nature that I was like, oh my God. It was crazy. It was fun. We had a blast. I was exhausted afterwards. I
Yes.
feel like I finally just recovered from it now after Thanksgiving. Like I needed all that time at home to just like fully reset. But it was incredible.
It is. I always forget. I think I block it out of my mind how it's exciting, but it is equally exhausting. And I don't know if
Oh
it's
my God.
because as podcasters, we're paying attention to everything because we're taking notes because we want to talk
Mhm.
about the things that we're seeing. So your head is constantly on a swivel. I'm usually doing a panel, but I'm also attending all the things because I'm enjoying that as well. Then you're trying to enjoy yourself at the same time and you're fighting the Vegas traffic. And I had friends come in town this weekend, that weekend, which was really fun because I got to see BravoCon through their eyes, and they
Mhm.
were there for, like, 24 hours and had the best time, but equally it was like I don't know, I've become conditioned to seeing the people like, all the Bravolebrities, so for them seeing it for the first time, it was a lot of fun. I'm going to
Yeah.
try to remember the feeling, though, and how tired I am from all of it and realizing, it's yeah, I don't know.
It's
Maybe I
also
might
hard
take
to
a
say
break.
it's hard to say no in Vegas. Like
Yeah.
everybody was doing something every night and I went to like Kyle Cook's DJ set the night before that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was at Maddie Reese's DJ set and it's just like a go go go
You were
atmosphere.
tapped
Like
in.
I was up until like 3 in the morning and then had to be up at like and then had to be up at 9 for like the panels and things like that because you like you said you don't want to miss anything.
Right.
You never know what news they're going to break. So it was a lot. It was very fun but very overwhelming
I'm
and very
s
tiring.
I'm so glad you enjoyed yourself. At least now it seems like they're giving us a year off. Seems like they're doing every other year now, which I
Mhm.
think is good for the fans as
Yeah,
well.
I
Um,
can take the year off.
I can take the year off too, right? Because like I said, you forget. You forget
You
until you have
really
to do
do.
it
You really do.
over again. We have kind of an exciting week, not kind of, an exciting week coming up with Housewives or not Housewives, just Bravo in general, because I feel like at one point we're complaining about there not being enough, and then this week is making me feel like we have more Bravo than we've ever had before, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss a show, but
They
we've got
stacked it on top of us.
yeah, Potomac, Salt Lake City. We're getting the premiere of Beverly Hills, the premiere of Vanderpump Rules, which I thought was
Mhm.
starting later. We've got Southern Charm. What else? Married to Medicine.
Yeah,
That's
Married
like
to
7
Medicine premiered,
shows.
yeah. I know, it's insane. It's truly a full-time job being a Bravo fan. I always say this, like, where do we have the time in the day to watch all of these shows?
Right. Right. We
But we make it
somehow
work.
we survive. We
We
survive.
do.
Somehow we get through it.
But
It's
still I
but
rise.
still but still I rise. I find it I when I think I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming." I have to sit back and I'm like, "Rachel, you get to talk about your hobby. You get to do," you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like that's like a goal. Like I enjoy what I do. The thing that I love, one of the things that I love the most, I get to talk about for a living. Like that's fun. That's
I
exciting.
know.
Who are we to complain? What
I know.
show this week is exciting you the most?
Honestly, I'm really optimistically excited about Vanderpump Rules in this new era.
Convince me.
I really went into it thinking like there's no way they're gonna create the same magic twice. Like you're not gonna strike It's not, lightning doesn't strike twice in the same spot, right?
Right.
But the more I've been like looking into it and researching it, I just feel like the new shows that have come to Bravo recently have all been really great. I think of like a Southern Hospitality. I think of Salt Lake City. I think of the reboot of Miami. All of these people, they have nothing to lose. They're green to the world of reality TV. So they're not as filtered as some of the OG housewives and the people that have been doing this for a long time have been recently. So they kind of just have to go in when they're going to really go in and just like go balls to the wall type thing. So I'm really intrigued to see how the Vanderpump Rules cast does it. They can shoot themselves in the foot by trying to recreate the magic that Vanderpump was, but I'm really hoping that they kind of pivot and show us something new and fun and interesting, and also be chaotic, because that's what we're really looking forward to. But I'm optimistically excited about it. That's what I've been saying.
I need some of your optimism. Hayden, I'm trying. I'm just not convinced. I think that the Valley, obviously, it took me by surprise. But I think the Valley was great because, one, you're dealing with millennials. They are not the people, like you were 12 watching Real Housewives of OC.
Yeah.
We, at 12, we may have had Real World. And it was a totally different type of show. I mean, when Housewives came on, there was just nothing like that we had seen before, you know, behind the gates. So that generation, like the generation that's going to be on Vanderpump Rules, they were raised on reality TV, where I think the Valley's great. One, because it's with couples. Two, it's millennials that weren't raised on TV, and they really have no idea, some of them. Janet, that's different. But some of them have no idea about reality or like what it really takes. And then you combine that with some of the greatest Bravolebrities we've seen cross our screens, you know, hate them or love them, but Kristen Doty and Jax Taylor. I mean, you combine that with them leading the way, we should have known it was going to be amazing. Next Gen NYC, it's a different type of show, which is why I think it works, which is why I'm suspicious about the LA version, because I feel like they might be trying to emulate it. Southern Hospitality, I truly hate watch that show. I watch it when it's done so I can just watch it all at once. I don't even know how they're going to be able to do a show without Will and the Emmy drama, because that has been the last 2 years. So that's why I can't even if the show is good, if they give us what Salt Lake gave us without Jen Shaw, then I will deem it a good show. But it's been the Emmy and Will show forever, and I just don't know how they're going to move past that. And to me, they so desperately want to be famous that I fear that is what we're going to get with Vanderpump Rules. But I am going to try to take a little bit of what you gave me, and I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch, but I might be watching with a side eye.
No, totally. And it's okay to hate. It's okay to hate watch. Like, that's the thing. Like, it takes a long time for me to truly be convinced that a show is like really worth it. That's how I was with most of the shows that I watch. I'm like, all right, am I going to like this cast? Are they going to piss me off? Normally they do. And then I'm like hooked in even more. But I'm just intrigued to see what this Vanderpump era gives us. I'm also really excited for the premiere of Beverly Hills. I think it looks like a really good season. I am going to miss Garcelle. I think she's going to be very much missed, but I'm really interested in the new season of Beverly Hills as well. And where Dorit and Kyle and Erica, I'm kind of interested in seeing like their dynamic and how it breaks up, because they didn't seem too friendly at BravoCon.
Not at all. Not at all. Rachel Zoe is beloved. You learned that at BravoCon. I'm interested in this new girl. She's coming in spicy. Seems like maybe we get her a little bit later in the season. No, I'm with you. I'm very interested in Beverly Hills, and I should be cautious about that, because usually when the trailer is good, then the show is not, in my opinion, and particularly with Beverly Hills, that seems to be the case. But I'm excited about getting another housewife show added into my weekly rotation. I will say this about Vanderpump, or I'll ask you, since you've done some research. Are they poor? Because that's a characteristic that has to be, I need them to be struggling. They have to be struggling.
It seems that way.
Okay, good. That they desire to be something else. Because I don't want to compare them too much to the OG Vanderpump Rules cast, but when we talk about characteristics of what makes the show good, what made that show good is that they were all in the same struggle and they all
Mhm.
had aspirations to be something greater. And I think that that's what we need because we're not going to believe that this is all you want to be. You obviously want to be something more. So that's
Yeah.
what I need. And maybe one of them needs to be tied not to a celebrity like Sheena Shea was, but tied to it can't be one of the Toms. Cannot be one of the Toms,
No,
but
definitely not.
tied to like Craig
Mhm. I can see
or
that. There needs to be a Bravo relationship
Mauricio
that's, like, already existing
or
that people
PK.
can grab PK
Yeah.
that
That would
somebody
be
can grab
good. It
onto.
can't be
Yeah,
Shep and it can't be the Toms, but that would make it a little
certainly
bit
not them.
interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe
I like that.
Juan Dixon from Potomac. You know what I mean? Like something that anchors them into where I'm like, you know what? I can get down with this.
Especially, like, the Bravo world, it's so well connected and everybody watches everything and knows everybody, so I wouldn't be shocked if we got some information, some tea that alluded to the fact that somebody in that cast is related in some way, shape, or form to somebody else in the Bravo world because they really
Yes.
are all one giant dysfunctional family.
Yes. No, for sure. And what I also don't want, I don't want any crossovers with Vanderpump Villa folks. I don't
Mm-mm.
with cross promotion for shows. I don't wanna see that Vegas restaurant. I want very little Lisa, even more little Ken, and, I will take a lot of the animals.
Yeah, I'm aligned on every aspect that you just mentioned. I don't want
Okay.
much Lisa, I definitely don't want any Ken, and I'll take as many animals as they'll give us.
Okay, okay. Here's to a great premiere. I really thought it was in a couple of weeks. It's actually really exciting. So we'll be
Yeah.
recapping that on our Friday show, and I'm sure you'll be talking about it as well. Let's jump into our news of the week. Not a whole lot going on, which good for Bravo folks. It was the Thanksgiving holiday. You took some time off. You decided to spend it with family. We saw there was a picture of Candy with her family. So it looks like Candy and Todd, despite the divorce news, spent their
Mhm.
time together. I feel like I saw somebody else with a split family that they all came together for the holiday.
I
Us
saw Kyle and Mauricio together for the holidays. They're always very cordial, though.
They need to write a book. Like, I
They
need to
really
we
do.
also saw Mauricio with, he was photographed with some girl from Fuckboy Island. Did you see
Yeah.
that? Mauricio is I
He's
think Kyle
making
made
the
a
rounds.
yeah. It has I'm sure initially it probably stung, like, stung a little bit, but then I feel like Kyle's now is like, "This is a joke." Like, you're just running around trying to find fulfillment in every
Mhm.
new thing of the week, and, you'll just it's that 80-20 rule. You'll just never have what I gave you. Not saying they should be back
Totally.
together, not saying that she wants him. I'm just saying it's probably gives her like, I would be laughing. I'd be like, "Okay, who is it this week? None of this
Yeah,
means
right.
anything."
Who is the flavor of the week, truly?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the preview for the Beverly Hills premiere, but even the daughters, like all four of the daughters, like they have like a moment where they like laugh at their dad
Yeah.
about these new girls that he's bringing around, and they're like, if everyone's in on the joke,
Yeah.
I think Mauricio's just having fun with it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why
We're like,
not?
who's next? Who's next? Flavor of the week. Flavor of the week. That should
For
be a
sure.
segment. Okay, speaking about people coming together for the holidays or making amends, there's been a lot about Teresa and her brother Joe, which to
Hmm.
I say, I as we've been rooting for them to get together for years, and the timing is just something I'm always just going to find very coincidental.
Suspicious.
Apparently, Gia inspired Teresa to reconcile while they were doing special forces together. So Teresa said, this is a quote. I went to special forces and Gia was telling me, I wish I could do a Teresa accent. She was like, Mom, let the past go with her dad, talking about Juicy Joe. And she said, because I have a lot of resentment there. That's Teresa saying that. She was just like, just let it go. Gia told her to let it go. And so apparently her letting it go with Juicy Joe, which I did not know she still had resentment. She's married Louis, she's moved
Yeah.
on. I get it, because obviously she went to prison.
Yeah.
But
There's always gonna be some type of beef
right.
there.
But we just haven't heard her talk about it, so I kinda just figured they had moved on. He doesn't even live in this country at this point. But I guess Gia saying that about her, reconciling with Joe, also was kind of the driving force with her deciding to reconcile with Joe Gorga, to which, again, I just don't believe. But she says hearing her daughter encourage forgiveness pushed her to look at her own unresolved resentments, I guess, within the family. Guess she woke up in the morning thinking about so many things. And
I'm
so,
sure she did.
yeah, that has made her, I guess, just on a path to fixing things. What are your thoughts to that, Hayden?
I have so many thoughts about this whole thing. I think the thing I believe more about that is the juicy Joe of it all,
Hmm.
because that stuff we don't necessarily hear about, know about. It wasn't like front and center, specifically at BravoCon, but then also following BravoCon. The reconciliation with Melissa and Joe, I think it feels a little suspect. It feels a little bit like everybody needs a check.
Yeah.
Let's all get together and reconcile for the sake of some money. I am here for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm here for them reconciling because I don't see a Jersey without them putting a bow on that relationship and sending them off into the sunset. They couldn't just reboot Jersey the way that they did New York because it didn't work for New York. And so I think that they all know. I think everybody is kind of in cahoots here and needs to like put a little shiny bow on it, wrap it up, send it off. So I think that's what we're seeing right now with Melissa and Teresa. And I'm interested to see it play out. I'm interested to see how authentic it comes across on screen. But I'm more inclined to believe the actual mending of fences with her and Juicy Joe,
Yeah.
because they do share a family. I didn't really, like you said, realize that there was still resentment being held towards the two of them. But I guess that's just because they've both been off our screens for so long that we wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
And Gia didn't get much into it in Next Gen NYC. So yeah, I'm hopeful for that relationship to actually be authentically mended, but I'm not really buying the Melissa and Teresa
No.
kumbaya moment.
No. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't know how. I mean, they hate each other. Now, I'm not
Hmm.
going to say that about Teresa and Joe, but I really believe Melissa and Teresa hate each other. And I'm just not going to believe seeing them as a united force going after other housewives or them taking up for each other. I mean, we've literally spent a decade with you at each other's throats, and now you expect us to believe it's all is good. Like, if there was, the parents died and it didn't bring
Hmm.
you together. You know, the letter,
What's
the death of
changed?
the parents, it's like money, money.
Hmm.
And so it's like if those things, and they always bring this up and it's very true. They only have each other. Their parents are gone. It's them.
Yeah.
And if that couldn't bring you together, then why am I just supposed to believe? And maybe if I'm going to give one positive, maybe it was having the cameras down, knowing
Hmm.
that you're not going to pick them back up and film another season, that you were just living in reality in your real life. Maybe that made you want to, but I'm actually giving you a talking point to use. So now if I hear that, I'm going to be
Yeah,
pissed.
right.
Like somebody told them to say that. But I totally agree with you. That's
They
a
were
really good
tuned
point
in.
about
Yeah,
Juicy Joe.
I do think that Bravo in general, like the fourth wall of it all has changed a lot of things for a lot of the shows, and social media has also in some ways ruined some of
Mm,
the shows and how they operate, because we now know storylines before they happen
yeah.
months and months in advance. Um, and so I would have actually rather appreciated them not doing anything at BravoCon, them not posting with pictures with each
Yeah.
other, and them just having a trailer drop and it's a conversation between Melissa and Teresa, because
Yeah.
that would have felt a little bit more authentic than like, hey, let's post this picture together, kumbaya family moment.
Yeah.
And then it's going to slowly roll into the launch of the new season of Jersey.
Yeah.
So I think it's tough, but I need a bow wrapped on it because I can't have a story just not end fully. It just pissed me off to see like we're not getting any resolve, any Jersey updates, nothing. So at least I can hang my hat on like this is probably going to happen and we'll have an ending to the story.
Yeah. No, that's a good point too. Like I really would have rather seen it play out rather than hear about it. Because
Hmm.
now it's just, again, I'll be watching with a side eye if it does happen. But TBD.
To be
We'll
determined.
see on that one. Is Gia pregnant or did I make that up?
I think you made that up.
I swear I saw a headline that said Gia was expecting. See, this is the problem with AI and all these random people. It's like, did you see all the stuff about Todd getting another woman pregnant? And it was clearly not true over the
I
Thanksgiving
did see
holidays.
that.
It's
I did
so
see
hard to
that.
decipher. And it's so funny because I was riding the elevator with Gia at BravoCon, and I remember looking at her like, wow, she is snatched for that pregnancy announcement. And I'm so glad I didn't say something like congratulations or anything like that.
Oh my God, imagine,
I swear.
imagine. Little Teresa would have popped out. She would have flipped the table on you.
And the reason for sure, and the reason I thought that is because yeah, definitely not. Okay, here it is. The origin of the rumor is Gia posted pictures on Instagram with the caption, "These are the photos I'm gonna show my kids one day." And I guess that's what people thought. And the
Okay.
reason I thought about it is because I thought, well, maybe that Gia having a
Mm-hmm.
baby could bring everybody together, but not the
Totally.
case. Not the case.
Nope.
Um, Kelly Dodd, a name we have not heard in a very long time, and rightfully so. I almost feel like
Yes.
she's like, you know what? It's the 20th season of Orange County. I need to pop back up in the news because
Mm-hmm.
Vicky got her orange back, and maybe I too can. You know, they don't care about your political affiliations because they let Gretchen on. So
Yeah,
maybe
right.
they will let me on as well. So apparently, not apparently, she did. Kelly sent a voice note to her daughter Jolie, who we watched on the show as a kid. I don't know how. I wonder how old she is now. And it was leaked, and it's really dark. In the
Yeah.
in the voice note, Kelly is like screaming at Jolie for allegedly taking her dad, Michael's side, and warns she will release recordings of Jolie screaming at her dad because he hasn't taken her on well, here's the quote, because he hasn't taken you on vacation or quote didn't buy you a car. One of the things that Kelly says within the voicemail is, "You're going to look like a fool, you dumb little girl. You're stupid. Okay, you're stupid, okay, for even thinking you're gonna win." What are your thoughts on Kelly Dodd's leaked voice memo? And do you know what this is? What she and Michael, her ex, are fighting over in regards
I
to
want
Jolie?
I want to say it has to do, and don't quote me on this, but I think it has to do with some type of not custody, it's child support back payments.
Oh,
And I think that Jolie, I was just looking, I think she's like about to go to college. So I think a lot of this has to do with who's paying for her college and things along those lines. Um, and it was honestly really disturbing to listen to that. I mean, the
for sure.
absolute berating that this young girl is getting from her mom. I mean, I would expect nothing less from Kelly Dodd, having seen, having watched her for years.
Mhm.
She definitely gives unhinged behavior queen, and that's great for housewives. But when that's your mom, and when that is somebody that you have to interact with on a daily basis, I can imagine how tough it must be for that little girl. So my heart goes out to her for having to one receive that, and then two see this all play out in the media.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing for that to happen privately, but then and I know she's the one that released the voice recording. She had her friend post it on TikTok. So she knows that it's going to be seen publicly, and that's probably strategically done on her part. But it has to sting a little to know everybody knows that that's how your mom speaks to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
tough.
no, very tough. I may be remembering this wrong, but if there was one positive thing about Kelly Dodd, it was the relationship that she had with her daughter, if
Hmm.
I remember. And
Hmm.
to see that even that's not the case, at least when she gets angry, which is still very wrong and problematic, like a mother should never be talking to her child in that way. It's just like Kelly has no redeeming qualities. Not
None
one.
whatsoever. She's so volatile, and a lot of times volatility can be okay on the housewives. They're encouraged to wear their heart on their sleeves and to be emotional and to be reactionary. But she's not on the housewives anymore, and she
Mm-mm.
has to remember that, I think. And I think she's really this seems like a cry on her end for like trying to get on this season in some way, shape, or form. Like she needs like she's trying to throw her hat in the ring, it seems. Like, what is she trying to
Something.
do here? Like,
Well,
I can't understand it.
it's almost like Kelly is exactly who we thought she was. And
Mm,
it's like you think especially when people leave in a bad way on the show, you hope that maybe they had time to reflect or, they went back and watched that season and they said, you know what, I want to do better. I want to be better. Even if they're like, look at, what's being suspected about Melissa and Teresa.
mhm.
I missed that check, allegedly. I want to get back. We're gonna fake this, getting along again, allegedly, for the show. So to come back, allegedly. So like you would think that those are all the things that she would do, to get back on camera. Or you would just hope that, maybe it was the camera that was making you a certain way. And Kelly Dodd is who we thought she always was. Kelly
Mhm.
Dodd is still evil, erratic, ruthless, mean, all of those things, and only seems to have gotten worse. So, we wish Jolie the best
Absolutely,
and
we
hope
do.
that she's not subjected to that behavior from anybody, but
Yeah,
particularly her mom.
I'm hoping her boundaries are firm and she has a lovely life with her father
Yeah.
and goes off to college and realizes that none of this is normal.
Yeah. And that she's in therapy. We do hope that she's
Yes,
in therapy.
absolutely.
Getting the help that she
100%.
needs. In other news, and this kind of we talked about this. I had the Atlanta women on stage at BravoCon, but one of the questions I asked Porsha was about her dating life and whether we'd see that on the new season, and that she announced that she's dating a woman, but she was dating both men and women. But now she is like, I am hard launching my new boo. This is her
She's
new
fully booed up.
relationship. Yep, with her girlfriend Patrice McKinney, also known as Sway. She posted a birthday tribute to Sway, who is the founder of Encore Salon Suites in Atlanta. And on the post, she said, which we know makes it fully official, by the way, she
Mhm.
said, the happiest birthdays. And she tagged her and she said, hope this year continues to bring you everything you want and more. Can't wait to act up Saturday. And I hope that acting up is on the season. I hope we get
Hope
all of
so
it.
too.
I hope we see the progression of this relationship. I hope that Sway is great TV too and is not camera shy by any means.
Mhm.
We do know that this is the first relationship that she's publicly had since she finalized her divorce from Simon, which was in June. And yeah, like, what are your thoughts? I love this for Portia. This is just another layer of Portia that she's opening us or allowing us to have.
No, I love it too. I think it's so cool, and it's just I think a lot of the housewives, the shows don't really dabble on topics like this about sexuality and the fluidity of it. So I'm actually really interested to see how the Atlanta ladies one react to it, how they interact with Portia and her new partner, and I'm excited to see how this changes Portia in
Hmm.
her reactions and the way that she interacts with the group. Um, I'm also just really excited. I was looking into more information about the story, and it seems like her partner is really well connected in the Atlanta like business
Oh,
world. Apparently, at this party that they were at, there were like a lot of like heavy hitters, a lot of like famous people were there. There was a performance by I forget who the rapper was, but like it was like a big deal party. Like it was like
okay.
very much like glitz glamour A-list vibes. So I'm excited to see some of that on the show too, because Portia, she's always belonged in those rooms.
Yeah.
She is a star in her own right, and so I'm excited to see her interacting with all those people and kind of what this is going to mean for her storyline for the upcoming season.
Yes. And thank you for the storyline, Portia, for living your
Yeah.
life in front of the cameras, which she always does, which I think is so a part of her charm and what people have
Hmm.
missed about her not being on the show and are glad that she's back and she's bringing that. And, let this be a lesson to Kyle. I think Kyle, she's been there from day one. She's gotten real comfortable over there in Beverly
Yes,
Hills
she
as a
is.
day
Yes,
one
she is.
person. And it's like, live your life, be happy, free of judgment, free of all of it. Like, don't be so hard on yourselves. Live the life you want to live. Don't
Hmm.
put stuff out there in front of us like a sexy, steamy, hot music video and then be like, Like what? What's the like what? Everybody's doing it. No, they're not.
Yeah, don't play dumb. Don't play dumb.
Yeah, just live, and for whoever else may not be living their full life on camera for us, please take a page out of Portia's book and do just that because she looks so happy.
She looks so happy. She looks so good.
Mhm.
She is killing it. I mean, seeing her at BravoCon, like she's even more stunning in person.
Yeah.
I was like, my mouth was just like dropped. I was like, what? You are like another level of beauty. But yeah, I think her stepping into this, hopefully, like maybe it does light a fire under Kyle's ass and is like, oh wow, okay, I can really authentically share my story too. Like, look at all the praise Portia's getting. I want that.
Yeah.
Because Kyle will see that and be like, oh, okay. This is another way for me to maybe I can get into this era of my life.
Good.
So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's gonna be a really interesting storyline and I'm happy for Porsha.
I am too. I am too. Okay, before we get to the game, I know we kind of touched on Beverly Hills starting this week, but I guess I always say they make it look good and then it's not as great as I would love for it to be, or it really focuses historically on one storyline that they just beat over our heads.
Hmm.
What do you think that Beverly Hills could improve on for this upcoming season to make it good again?
I do think they need individual storylines more. I think a lot of where generally Housewives seasons kind of shoot themselves in the foot, like you mentioned, is when there's one storyline that drags throughout the entire season. Like
Mhm.
I go back to like the Lucy Apple Juicy
Oh.
storyline. Like they truly just ran that into the ground to where that season became unwatchable and
Mhm.
not memorable, in
Yeah.
all honesty, when I look back at things. And in within that season, one of like the greatest quote unquote takedowns happened. Teddy took down LVP essentially, but that gets so overshadowed by like the smoke and mirrors of this one storyline.
Right.
And so I think we need to bring back having individual storylines for each of the women.
Mhm.
We saw like touches of it last season with like Bose. I really enjoyed Bose's storyline of,
Yeah.
with her and her daughter, and learning about her. Um, I don't need to continue to hear about Dorit and the robbery that
Right.
did or did not happen. I think they just got to move on, leave things in the past, and have their own individual story. I don't really want to hear about what's going on with Kyle and Mauricio. I want to know, like, is Kyle dating a woman?
Yeah.
Like, just give us the honesty, be real, be authentic, because, like we were just talking about with Portia, like, that is what viewers want to see is just like real authenticity. And so I'm hoping to see more of those individual storylines from each of the women. I don't need to see Erica redoing her cabana
Oh my
again.
god, I know.
Like I can't do that anymore. I'm
Yeah.
done with it.
I mean, take a page, you're so right. Take a page out of Bo's
Hmm.
book. Bose came in and showed us who she's dating. That is what these women are single.
Yeah.
Who is Kyle dating? I know you're dating somebody.
Who is Erica
Erica,
dating?
apparently, I don't know, they called him Shrek, which is awful. Like they said that at BravoCon, or that's what she says. She's dating somebody. I want to see you go on dates. I don't want to
Hmm.
see you be the instigator. And like, no, I'm not saying you have to give us the level of what, when you were going through the divorce and the Tom and all of that. No, but give us
Yeah.
something. Dorit, you filed for divorce now. What's going on with that? Kyle is separated.
Hmm.
You're right. I don't want to hear anything about Mauricio and Kyle, but that's because they won't give us anything. You should
Yeah,
be giving us
exactly.
something. Dorit can give us something. PK's dating again. You filed immediately after you saw him out with somebody else. Give us that story. I want to see, I think, especially as a woman who's gone through divorce in a public way, I want to see you go through this journey. I think that that is interesting for a lot of different people. I don't think you have to be
Hmm.
divorced to find that interesting. You could just have a really bad breakup. Um,
Totally.
who else do we have? I'm excited about, I said the new girl already. I'm excited about Rachel Zoe. I think Rachel Zoe is going to give us all that. Every single thing we're saying we want,
I
she's going to give
am
us.
so excited for Rachel Zoe. Like this is, as somebody who watched Bravo like from the beginning,
Hmm.
having this like homecoming of sorts
Hmm.
is just so perfect. I'm also interested to see her how she interacts with the group and how her life has changed over the past few years. Speaking of divorce, like I'm hopeful she's gonna really kind of peel the curtain back and share like everything that was happening in her life, because she did kind of live this picture perfect life online. And as somebody
Mhm.
that's followed her for years and years, I'm interested to see how real is she going to be. I think she's going to be very real, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to be really refreshing for the franchise for Beverly Hills. I think she's going to give Kyle a run for her money,
Yeah.
and I don't know if Kyle's going to like that, but as a viewer, I'm going to like that. So I'm very intrigued.
I love that point. It's so the way people were cheering about her, I do think that Kyle's like, And attending the panel, it's very evident that she's not shy about talking about
Hmm.
the breakdown in her marriage and the divorce and all of that. So knowing that she's close with Kathy, I'm hoping we get a little bit more of Kathy. Jennifer Tilly seems to be activated in a way
Yeah.
that she was kind of like a fan last season.
Hmm.
She admits, but now she's kind of like in the shits, and Sutton doesn't have Garcelle to protect her, so it seems like Jennifer Tilly stepped into that role. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's I basically we just want more from the ladies. We want to peel back the layers,
Absolutely.
and we want a little bit more. I don't think that's too much of to ask when this is your damn job.
No, truly.
Last but not least, we like to play a game sometimes here on Morally Corrupt that kind of
Love it.
takes into account of what's gone on over the week or the month or relating it to whatever with Bravo World. So in honor of Teresa making amends with Juicy Joe and the Gorgas, and I'm using air quotes for that, and the fact that the holidays are a time, where people come together, who
Of
else
course.
from the Bravo universe do we hope squashes the beef this holiday season? And like, I can give you a list of people, or if you just have somebody off the top of your head, you're like, you know
Someone
what?
came to mind right away.
Go for it. Go.
And it only really came to my mind because we were talking about Atlanta. I want Nene back in some way, shape, or form in the NBC Universal family. I want her back with her castmates. Like Nene and Kim Zolciak to me was like peak Atlanta. I would love to have her back on the show. I would
Yeah.
love to see her reckon. Even if she wasn't back on the show, I would love to see her on a Watch What Happens Live with Andy. I don't think it's going to happen in any way, shape, or form.
He did say
But
they
if
text.
if I had my like wishing cap on, that would be one that I would love, love, love to see.
That's a you win. That is the one. Because I'm
Mhm.
I'm so itching for the days of yesteryear, I feel like, that I even am about to, I've never done a rewatch of any
Oh, you
housewife. I've
haven't?
never gone back to the beginning. And I recently have been
Wow.
saying that, and I'm not just saying this, I've recently been saying I want to go back and watch Atlanta again.
Mhm.
That's the one I wanna start with, and the guy I'm dating, I'm like, "You have to go back and watch with me." I'm like, "You're so aware of memes or sayings." Like, he always jokes, he's like, "I don't know, it's a scheme that Todd set up." And I'm like, "You don't even know where that comes from." And I'm like,
I
"I
just
need
think
you
of
to
like
come back." Or like
I just think of the Nene memes when she's getting the Rolex, like that 30 seconds of television created like 20 iconic memes, and I'm like,
so good.
that they don't make television like that anymore.
No,
They really
no.
don't.
Imma get this watch, or just, like, I constantly walk past places and I'm like, "The ghetto." Like,
Yeah.
meaning I just miss
The white
the
refrigerator of it
white
all.
refrigerator. So you win because I'm even like, I need to go back, and I need everybody to go back so that hopefully that they can it could be Nene making amends, which we know she's already made amends with NBC Uni because 'cause she's been
Mhm.
doing her thing with E! On after shows and pre-shows
Yep.
for awards shows, so it seems like they're slowly getting her in there. I would love to see her on a Traitors.
Oh my
I know
god,
that there was a
same. She would do
moment
so
and there was
good.
some drama, but hopefully she's reconsidered. I'd love to see her on a Traitors, and then on a Watch What Happens Live, maybe a one-on-one sit down. Let's just slowly, and then Cynthia just slowly brings her in,
Ushers her into
to
the
an
group
to
again, yeah.
yes, or Phaedra or
Mhm.
somebody like that. But yeah, as we're seeing people come back, the OGs come back. I love that. If I was gonna pick one, I mean, I'm not too, I would have said Garcelle and Sutton, but the way
Mm.
Sutton talked about Garcelle at BravoCon, I was
Yeah.
so annoyed. I almost went up to the microphone to try to ask a question because she tried to insinuate that the reason that she has had never been able to really connect with the ladies is because of Garcelle, and it's like, "Sutton, We've been watching you on Beverly Hills for years. You have had
No,
your own
truly.
issue. It's Garcelle who's tried to help you get out of these situations. So real convenient that it's like something her mother would do. Real
Mm-hmm.
convenient that you want to blame Garcelle and not now that Garcelle is no longer here and has blocked you so she won't see any of this. Garcelle's so
Yeah,
above it. She's so above it. I don't want that for her.
she really is. She really is.
I guess I will pick one of the newer beefs that we saw come out of BravoCon. Madison, LaCroix, and Cy. Not that they were ever friends, but they're cut from the same cloth with the sass. And I
They
think if
are.
those two forces could combine, it's like, what could they do together? I
No,
think
right?
Madison calling her out in the way that she did in Sai's response, they'll never be friends, and they both think that they're too good for one another. But if they were friends, I think it'd be a really fun friendship to watch.
You know what I'm excited for is the next time that New York is airing at the same time as Southern Charm and they sit them next to each other on Watch What Happens Live.
That's
Whoever
it.
the talent booker is for that,
That's
like
it.
they deserve a raise
Who
because I
gets the
think that's
front
going to
seat?
happen.
Who gets
No,
the
that's
first
the
chair?
question. That's the question they're going to ask.
It would
It's
be
100% going
Madison
to happen.
because she's been
Put
there
it-
longer.
Put us there as the bartenders
That's
so we
right.
can watch front row.
Right. we wouldn't even have drinks. We would just have popcorn. We would
No,
just
truly,
have
it's all we
popcorn.
need.
It's
All we
so
need.
good. So good. No, they could be great. And at another time they could have been great. All right.
Mhm.
Well, that is it for us here on Morally Corrupt. Hayden, thank you so much for joining us. You have to come by again. I thought it was going to be a short episode because there wasn't much going on this week, but the two of us can just keep on talking.
Hey, we're certified yappers.
Yep.
I'll wear that badge of honor to the end.
Same.
Thank you for
same.
having me. This was
Thank
so much
you.
fun.
Definitely. You guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you catch us on Friday where there are going to be so many shows to recap. I can't even tell you at this point what we will be recapping, but that is where the recaps will happen. We can't do it all. We used to, Hayden, do a varsity and JV show. We will not be doing that, but we will be doing recaps of the best of Bravo on Friday. So make sure you guys check that out. In the meantime, have a safe week and we will see you guys then. Bye.